Hey, Rockstar, got another live call for you today. And I will admit right off the bat that it's not my best effort. Although it did end up in a yes, not my best work. I noticed some mistakes and some things that I would have done differently. I said some things I wouldn't normally say. I did some things I wouldn't normally do. And, as you're watching, take notes and see if you can pick those things out of how you might have done it differently or what you know, where you noticed there might have been a mistake made. And we'll compare at the end. Oh, and the audio, not the best. We didn't have a great recording of the caller, but my producer did do the best that they could with the caption. So you should get the gist of the whole thing. We had to edit out a few spots that were a little rough, but it's all there. All right. So take a look, and then I'll see you at the end. EpicBreakthrough.com is the creative financing breakthrough real estate investors are looking for. Get started with a list of 21 creative financing terms and deal structure templates to invest in real estate using more of your mind and less of your money. Epic is changing the game. Start now for free at EpicBreakthrough.com. Hello, is this?
Yeah.
Hi, this is Matt, and I know you're working with Jennifer and about your property potentially for sale in Florida.
Yes.
Okay.
Call for today.
Right. So she had to run out real quick, so she just left me some notes, and I wanted to be respectful of your time and keep our appointment. So is this still a good time for you?
Yes, I can talk to you now.
Okay, very good. Yeah, she put a number of different stuff that we're looking at right now that we might buy this week, and she thought yours was a good contender. So I wanted to confirm some of the information I got from her and then ask you a few more questions. Is that okay? The condition of the property, you don't know. You haven't been there, right?
No, I live in Pennsylvania. My sister died 2 years ago, and all of my family members lived up to that, so I don't need to go.
Got
I
it.
don't like it.
Okay. So hopefully we can save you from that for sure. So you really have no idea what the condition of the property is in.
No, I don't.
Okay. And then she said that there might be somebody living in it that you don't know who that person is either.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we've certainly dealt with this before. We should be able to take care of this for you. If we chose to buy the property, are we going to need to pay off any taxes, liens, or a mortgage or anything like that?
There's no mortgage. The taxes are due for this year, and I refuse to pay them because I'm not spending another penny on that property until it is empty.
Okay. Very good. All right. So we could probably take care of that for you as well. I'm looking at the most current market conditions. I'm still doing a little bit of research, but do you have an idea as to what properties like this one is selling for?
I don't know. I was never interested in properties in Florida, so I don't have a clue, but I know what people have been telling me or giving me quotes on.
Okay. So did you and Jennifer talk about price at all?
Well, she said she couldn't give me one. You would have to do that since you write the check.
Oh, got it. Okay. Yeah, I definitely write the checks. But all right. So the way it works with real estate is like we can really only pay what the market is willing to pay for it. So we just
took a real estate course, so I'm familiar with that.
Okay, perfect. All right, super. So have you considered what's the lowest price you would likely consider for it?
You tell me what your offer is.
Okay.
See, I have people writing me cards and sending me letters in the mail, offering me over $300,000 for it.
Wow. Okay. And have they followed up with you and given you an offer?
No, because they didn't call me. They sent something to me in the mail.
Got it. Yeah. So I don't know. I deal with a lot of people that have that type of experience. We see this all the time where real estate investors, quote unquote investors, they call themselves, they like to send stuff like that in the mail to where it entices you to call them. And then when they get you on the phone, right. Well, then you probably don't have the firsthand experience. Maybe I can save you from that agony because they'll go ahead and they'll get you to call on one price and then they'll offer you a different price. So
and then one guy sent me a picture of a property that's sold right down the street.
Got it. And did that one have a price on it?
Yes, it was over $350,000.
Okay. I'm seeing that one too. So there were a couple, there was one for 350. That might be the same one. There was another one for 360. And that was back in March and April. And I don't know if you, yeah, no, I'm looking at it right now. So I don't know if you've noticed what the market is doing, but it's changed quite a bit. Nothing is sold in the last 90 days. In fact, the number of active listings has gone up quite a bit. So
as I said, I'm not interested in properties in Miami. I don't like Florida. I would never live in Florida. Okay. So I haven't been looking at anything.
okay, I understand. No, so what I was explaining was there's just a lot more available on the market and nothing is selling right now, not in your area. So that's what I was just saying. So there's nothing currently that is sold. In fact, there was one that sold just a third of a mile away for 127,000. I don't know if you don't know that because you're not interested in the area, but I'm just kind of sharing that information with you. So the 350,000, the market is adjusted. I've got a number of properties I'm looking at right now. And in order for me to stay in business and keep the lights on, I need to be able to make a little bit of money for myself. So, and there's so much uncertainty with your property as far as the condition, and then somebody else that we're gonna have to take, we're gonna have to address and try and get them out of there. There's a big mystery. So what we could do is put it under contract during at a price. We'll go look at the property and then we can bring back all the information that we found and then kind of get a list of expenses of what it would take to fix it up and what it's going to take to get the person out of there. And then we could have that conversation then. Would that be something suitable?
I don't know if they're going to let you in there, first of all.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you're the owner of record and we enter a contract, that contract will give me the right to enter and inspect the property with your approval, whether there's somebody in there or not.
Yeah, I know we have contract.
Okay, so what we could do is we could enter the contract at a certain price, but contingent on the interior inspection. And then we could take care of that, and then you wouldn't have to go to Florida.
I'm not going to Florida anyway.
I understand. So,
I'm not going to Florida.
Okay, so
I'm going to Florida, Tampa, and put a slab on my sister and my nephew, and I'm out of Florida.
I understand. So, well, in that scenario, what happens if you don't sell the property?
I'm not paying any more taxes on it, so they'll take it back in taxes. That's what's going to happen with it.
Okay, and you'd be okay with that, or would you like to get some money for it?
I would be okay with that because I've spent a lot of money on that house, and I'm not spending any more of my money. I'm gonna be honest with you. And I would rather the city take it back in back taxes rather than I spend my money for somebody else to stay in that house. I refuse to pay another penny on it.
I understand completely. I wouldn't want to either. What I would like to, oh, good. So what I would like to do is actually get some of that money back for you. Is that something you'd be interested in?
What is your offer?
Again, I would hate to give you a price, and then once I see the property, I wouldn't be able to back it up because it would be in terrible condition. On the other hand, I'd hate to go and see the property and discover that I could have offered you more. So I don't know where we stand because you haven't seen the property and I haven't seen the property. So,
well, I'm not going down there to see the property. So whatever happened with that property at this point, I'm gonna be honest with you, I really don't care.
I understand, but do you care about getting some money for it?
It doesn't matter. I've lost too much money already on it. I'm not spending another penny on it. Okay.
I'm trying to send you some money. I don't want you to spend any money.
Well, then what kind of money are you trying to give me?
Well, as I see it right now, per the market conditions, it looks like your property is worth right around the 300 that you got the offer for. Then once we evaluate what the condition is, after I carve out a little bit of profit for ourselves, I'm anticipating we could be somewhere anywhere from and this might be difficult to hear, but we could be as low as 120, like the one that sold just down the street, or we could be as high as the 300 and if everything was fine. So we're right in a huge range. So what we could do is we could just kind of pick a number there in the middle, enter the contract, but we'll make it contingent on the interior inspection. And then once we go in and look at it, we'll get estimates on what it will take to restore it to its full market value. We'll share that information with you, and then we
Well,
can.
you're gonna have to restore it so that it's full market value, because people living in there aren't doing anything. Because I paid for taxes after my sister died.
Mhm.
There was 5 years of back taxes. I paid that.
Mhm.
There would be no house if I hadn't paid those taxes. Okay.
Sure, I understand.
So,
So if we just put a tentative number of $200,000 on the contract, and then we'll make that contingent on our interior inspection. Then once we've done our inspection, we'll share that information with you, and we can make any adjustments if necessary. Would that be okay?
yes.
Okay. So what I'll do is I will have I'll speak with Jennifer. I'll have her write it up, and then when can she call you back? When do you have a computer, ma'am?
Do I have a computer?
Yes. Do you have access to email?
I get my text messages on my phone.
Okay. So the what I would need is some way for us to have you authorize the contract. So I could do that via email, or we could send a mobile notary over. Which one would be better for you?
Probably the email.
The email.
Because I'm-
I got it. I got it. Okay. So does Jennifer have your email address?
Yes, she does.
Okay, perfect. Got it. Okay. Would you want her to call you back tonight, or would tomorrow morning be better for you? I got it. I got it. So I want to take it off your hands. I want to put some money in your pocket, make you happier.
Tried to sell that house.
I understand. I understand. Let's just put an end to it. You tell me what time you want Jennifer to call you tomorrow. Okay. I will let her know not to call you in the morning. Okay. We'll go ahead and we'll put it up. And then if you have any questions, she'll be able to answer those for you. All righty.
All right.
You have a nice night, man.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right. So I made this call on behalf of one of my students. And there's a few things that I noticed after watching this again. First was I wasn't really in the zone. I wasn't in game mode. I had just come off another call with a student. I knew I had an appointment coming up, and I was trying to help my student with this call, and I think my mind was just kind of somewhere else, and I was maybe a little bit not rushed, but I knew I had somewhere else to be, so I was trying to wrap it up, and I really regret that part of it, because typically I would have built a whole lot more rapport with this caller, particularly in her situation. I mean, she had a sister that had passed away, and she was in, a state, several states over from where the actual property was. She'd had a really bad experience. She was tired of dumping money into the property. And those are all opportunities where you can really empathize with the seller and really, connect with them, and where they get the confidence that you're on their side and you're really trying to help. That's how I would normally go about it. It's how I always go about it. But in this scenario, I went a little too fast. I mean, I still went through the motions, and it all happened. But, in hindsight, I would have tried to get that relationship a little bit deeper, because even though we got the yes, later on down the road, that can impact one way or the other of how this ultimately will turn out. And the other thing I noticed was it was a little too easy. I got the yes a little too quickly. And, sometimes that all works out and it's not a big deal. But I've had those quick yeses so many times in the past, or enough times in the past. And I've had, a fast yes, but it feels like it might be a little bit reluctant. And that was kind of the situation here. And when you get a quick yes or a reluctant yes, or somewhere in the middle, somewhere on the borderline, you want to push back a little bit. You want to confirm that this is really what they want to do. And, a lot of newer investors will have a tendency to, ooh, I got the yes, score, let's move on, next step. And that can really blow up in your face later on down the road. So you want to kind of push back and confirm. And I didn't do that either. But we'll see how this turns out. And, if you notice anything else, any other comments, please share with me below. If you like these kind of videos, go ahead and hit the like button. If you want to see more of them, go ahead and click the subscribe button, all right? Because I'll be back. All right, that's it. Peace, blessings, health, love, success, and God bless to you. I'm Matt Theriault, living the dream. Take care.